Hello everyone, and welcome to a fellowship Sunday service. It's so good that everyone can be here and join today. And remember that it's really fun to see all the wonderful comments. If just checking in with people. So if you can, just say hi and perhaps share too, because this is such a wonderful opportunity to share all the wonderful gifts we get with others as well. So, and if you're seeing this later in the day, I'm so glad you can come too later on. And we have a few announcements that I'd like to share with you, and the details are on the Fellowship for Today Facebook page. It's in the Fellowship e-announcements on your email, and also you can call the office. Julie Ross is going to have another sound healing experience, which can't wait. That's on July 30th. It's a Thursday at 6 o'clock. Linda Rose is doing the medical medium class, and Reverend Taylor has a mastermind and a Course in Miracles Zoom group as well. So take advantage of some of these just wonderful programs that we have. Oh, and now we've got a short clip on the Healing Movements class, which I do on Mondays at 6:30 and Wednesdays at 11. Hello. I'd love for all of you to come join me for the Healing Movement class that we do on Facebook Live on Monday evenings at 6:30 and Wednesday at 11 o'clock. Wednesday we have a chair-based class. Monday evening, bring your mat, and just check out under Fellowship for Today Spiritual Center, that Facebook group, and let me know if you have specific issues that you would like to address. You can send a message to the office, but I love to be moving with you. Thanks. And now we have a wonderful surprise for you, and I'm not going to tell you. It's one of our beloved fellowship members, and she's going to stop by and say hi.
Okay. Hi, this is Rose Roach. I'm outside having a little picnic with some friends, and I just want to say hello and tell everyone that I'm missing them and look forward to getting back together again.
Oh, that was so wonderful to see you, Rose. Gosh, it's just so exciting when we get to see our fellowship friends. So I would like to invite you to send just a short recording, and you can do it right on with your phone, or ask somebody to help you if you're not quite sure, or call the office. And it would just be a short video just saying hi. And this is one of my favorite parts. I love to see people I haven't seen in a while. So if you can, just send in a short video to the fellowship, to the office, or call in so we can say hi. Just a nice way to say hi to everyone. Okay, and now I just invite you to just gently close your eyes and just perhaps sit up nice and tall right on top of those sit bones, and really just connect with the earth, just feeling that the feet right into the ground, and just sensing that support, the support of Mother Earth right below our feet. And let's just take a couple of nice, deep, slow breaths. Inhaling through the nose, filling into the low belly, to your heart area. And exhaling, just letting go of any tension, any type of stress that you may have in your body. Inhaling, filling up with all the love and gathering up all the good energy, peaceful, calm feelings, and exhaling just any type of negativity, any unserving thoughts that we might have, any type of stress or anxiety. And next, I'd like you to be thinking of that breath, breathing in and out from your heart. And the heart is the home of love and our connection to Source and to our own true self and to everyone, everyone, all of us, to one another. And as we breathe in and out from this heart space, and just visualize our minds and our emotions just calming and centering, just like a wave of peace, just gently, just flowing through our body and into every cell. And from this place, we call upon the divine, we call upon God. We ask today that we can be open to your presence, and that today we can be open to hear your message in this loving community. And we ask that we can maintain our teachability, our beginner's mind, and that we can keep emptying and opening, and simply that we keep listening. To listen is to hear, is to lean in gently with a willingness to be changed by what we hear. Let us lean in gently with a willingness to be changed by what we hear. In gratitude and love, we all say, and so it is. And now I get to introduce Julie Ross, and she will be joining us with a beautiful song I know we all enjoy.
Hi everyone, it's me, Julie, Music Lady. I'm here to play today a song for you from Simon and Garfunkel, Bridge Over Troubled Water, a song that has much meaning to many of us. I hope you enjoy. When you're weary, feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I will dry them all. I'm on your side. Oh, and times get rough, and friends just can't be found, like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down. When you're down and out, when you're on the street, when evening falls so hard, I will comfort you, I'll take your part. Oh, and darkness comes time has come to shine. All your dreams are on their way. See how they shine. If you need a friend, I'm sailing right behind, like a bridge over troubled water. I will ease your mind like a bridge over troubled water. I will ease your mind over troubled water. I will ease your mind. I'll be there for you every time.
Thank you so much, Julie. Gosh, that was just so beautiful. Love your energy and just that wonderful gift that you share with us. And now let's take another moment just to go within. And we'll just focus on this moment, on all that we have, the abundance that we have, abundance of our good friends, our fellowship community, our health, our food, our housing. This, just taking a moment to really sit and appreciate all that we do have. And just like to thank you so much for all the mail-in donations that have been coming in absence of the Sunday collection, and really just really focusing for that moment of all that we do have, and really just appreciate the abundance that is in our lives. We know that abundance is the flow of divine energy, and we are taught in the Course of Miracles that giving and receiving are one in truth. So let's hold your financial gift in consciousness and vision a thriving and flourishing fellowship community. And the gifts that you give are so appreciated, your generosity, and we're just so grateful for everyone. And now, let's read the blessings of the tithes and offerings, and it's over on your screen, and let's do this together. Here we go. The light of divine love shines eternally, blessing and multiplying these tithes and offerings. I joyously give, knowing I always have enough to share and to spare. Thanks. And now it is my just great privilege, great honor to introduce our wonderful spiritual director who has been keeping this fellowship just thriving and just nourishing us all. So we're so grateful for all of her wisdom and all of the time and energy, everything she gives so heartfully, and just so grateful for this wonderful woman that we have, the Reverend Mary Sabaj. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am so happy to be with you this afternoon and share some thoughts that I've been having this week with you. A little while back I saw a post that Barb Seiler put on Facebook, and it's a Course in Miracles quote I'll share with you. Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all of the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. And that always brings to my mind this stream of free-flowing love, this unlimited, unhindered flow that seeks to move through us into this world. And there are times when we create these barriers, and in the stream, I tend to think of them as little pebbles, or that maybe turn into stones, that might turn into boulders or mountains in the stream, blocking this flow of love if we don't find those barriers or uncover those barriers. This is what I feel like I've been doing. That's for me, this is what's happening for me as this group that's formed to study the book White Fragility. It comes together, this core of people that are so committed to being better human beings in this world, being part of the solution to racism, being and discovering the true sense and essence of who we are, and sharing that in a loving, healing world. So this group of us that come together each week, we form this bond with each other. And as we have navigated this topic of racism, we have all made this commitment, as I said, to really do our best to be vulnerable, to speak honestly about our experiences, our thoughts, our actions, our beliefs, and to respectfully and patiently listen to ourselves and to each other. And then to be open to hearing from each other where we may have not seen our thoughts and beliefs and actions and experiences that have contributed to a very complicit racism in our society. We're open to hearing that, and we're open to course correcting within our own hearts. It has become such an honor to work with this group of beautiful divine beings on this mission. And then synchronistically, last week I received an email from Christine Snell, and she told me that she used to be a fellowship member and regularly attend, but moved away about 11 years ago. First she moved to Ohio, and now she is helping take care of her grandchildren in New Zealand. And I'm hoping that she is here with us today. She was excited to tell me that she had found the fellowship services online and was watching them on Sundays. In her email, she also explained to me about how wonderful the community is that she's become a part of in New Zealand. And she described a Polynesian word and concept that comes from the indigenous people on the mainland New Zealand. And the word is hui. And she explained that hui means a trusted collective of people supporting the common good of the group. And of course, the minute I read that, I thought fellowship for today. That's exactly what we are. And in her closing, she said, I hope your hui, meaning the fellowship, continues to thrive. I thought, what a beautiful concept this is. And I'd just like to invite all of us to expand our view of hui, because we know that we are one. and that we cannot be alien or separate from one another. Any belief of separation is illusion. So our we is really our family and friends, our community, our nation, our human family. And when we believe that we belong to this trusted collective of people supporting the common good of the group, what a beautiful energy that brings to that knowing, that belief, energy of what we want in this world. Last Sunday, Reverend Julie Dillon reminded us that we all have pretty full toolboxes filled with spiritual tools. And she reminded us to not forget that, and especially not right now when we have so much ample opportunity to use those tools. And she reminded us to get them out of that toolbox and use them. So as I'm thinking of this flow of love that really is seeking to move through us, there are these unconscious thoughts and beliefs that we have within us that we may not even be aware of. And that, and there are many things that we are aware of, that we know that we've been working on, that we've identified as issues in our lives that we would like to let go of. And like I said, racism, bitterness, old resentments, anger, old stories of unworthiness. And these, as I said earlier, become the pebbles, become the boulders, the hills, the mountains that block this flow of divine love. My thought was that we have these little toolboxes, and Julie brought this cute little toolbox to show us. It was really a good example, a good demonstration. And we have these little toolboxes, and we can love and forgive and be grateful and be generous from our human ego selves. We can do all those things. But when you really think about it, when we are being loving and forgiving and grateful from our small ego minds, everything is conditional. We give love conditionally. We forgive conditionally. We're grateful conditionally. And we're generous conditionally, with the idea that we will receive. We will be changing our way of experiencing life without that loving flow of divine oneness that brings us together rather than separates us. So I thought of myself with this mountain in the middle of my stream. And I picked up my toolbox and I walk over to my mountain and I bring out my hammer and chisel and I start chiseling away, hammering away at this mountain. And bit by bit, I chip off a little here and there, and I put all this in a wheelbarrow and I move it away, move it out of my stream. And I'm doing this from my ego place of being my human small self with my little hammer and my little chisel. And it becomes toil. It's hard work. And I'm perspiring and I'm lifting this heavy wheelbarrow and moving these little chips that I've built up in the wheelbarrow to another location away from my stream. And I get exhausted. and I give up. I remembered right away a passage, a scripture in Matthew where Jesus says, "Truly I say to you, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, 'Move from here to there,' and it will move. Nothing is impossible to you." So now, with that understanding, from that understanding, if before I take out my tools in my toolbox, I remember who I truly am, if I tap into, tune into this one loving presence that is omniscient, omnipresent, and omnipotent, the source of all that is. When I use my spiritual tools from this place of love and connection with divine love, as Abraham says, I am leveraging the power that creates worlds. And when I'm using my tools from this loving, connected place, I'm inspired, uplifted, and I can do this forever. I can create forever without being tired, without being exhausted, without ever giving up. And so right now, I think it's so very important that we remember the laws of the universe. We hear about them so much in our fellowship teachings. We remember that they are working all the time, whether we're aware of it or not, whether we know it or not. And when we think about the law of attraction in particular, it's so important to work with it and not against it. I recently heard this wonderful analogy that Abraham shared through Esther Hicks, and it's the analogy of a train. And so we have an engine on one side of the train on the tracks and an engine headed the other way. The train's connected with both of these engines. And one of the engines is headed in the direction of what we want to see in this world. The other engine is headed in the direction of what we don't want. And so Abraham reminds us that every time that we experience or are exposed to something that we don't like, something that feels off to us, something that feels bad, that we're feeling in our emotions as bad. This is what Abraham calls contrast. We're feeling this because we don't want it, and it gives us an opportunity to be available to see what we do want. So Abraham is telling us every time we have this feeling of, I certainly don't want this, and I'm thinking right now in our world, we do not want a world that operates with racism. We don't want to see people living in poverty. We don't want to see our fellow human beings subjected to the horrors of war in our world. And so we see that contrast. Abraham reminds us that in that very moment that we are exposed to those things that we do not want to continue, we immediately, simultaneously, are sending out a desire into the universe for the things that we do want. equality and prosperity and peace for all of our fellow human beings. So we're creating a better world all the time. Those desires are going out, they're creating this energetic calling. And the moment that goes out, our inner being, our higher self, our source energy, God, is holding that desire for us, holding it and reflecting it back to us. So now our task, where we have to question ourselves, is on this train with these two engines. Which engine are we contributing our precious energy to? The engine that's going in the direction of what we want, or the one that's going in the direction of what we don't want? Are we staying in that place, watching the news, flipping through our Facebook feed? And we bring this up a lot because it's so easy to slip into that negativity and continue to put our precious energy into that engine that's going in the wrong direction. So we flop back and forth, we flip-flop between what we want and what we don't want. Our undisciplined minds flip-flop. And a while back, our Reverend Lucille Olson gave a talk about mental discipline. So what Abraham is telling us is find the mental discipline to focus, even just for a minute, on what it is that we do want. Focus on that engine, contribute the energy to that engine that's going in the direction of what we do want. Just for a minute, and that train will begin to move in that direction. The momentum will begin to build up for us to eventually begin to see and manifest in this physical world what it is that we really want to see. Peace and prosperity and love. It's also so important to remember that in this creation process, the minute we send that desire out into the universe, that creative intelligence that grabs onto it and holds onto it for us, we have created. We have created, and it's here with us, and it's real. Because we are more than just these human selves that we can look in the mirror and see. We are our inner being, our higher self. We are one with this vastness, this wonderful, immense energy of love. So focused here with love, from love, moving in the direction that we want to go in. If we can remember that this loving force, this divine light that keeps things moving in our universe, that keeps and holds everything into balance, that has us in its sights and holds us, each of us, individual expressions of divine love, and tends to us and cares for us and loves us more than we can even imagine. That's our uplifted place of being able to look at that mountain and say, move from here to there, and it will happen. It's so much more uplifting knowing and remembering that this is truth. And I'd like to end this afternoon with a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. He wrote, "Write in your heart that every day is the best day of the year. All are rich who own the day, and no one owns the day who allows it to be invaded with fret and anxiety. Finish every day and be done with it. You have done what you could. Some blunder no doubt crept in, but forget them as soon as you can, because tomorrow is a new day. Begin it well and serenely, with too high a spirit to be cumbered with your old nonsense. This day is too dear, with its hopes and invitations, to waste another moment on yesterday's. I think that's so beautiful and such a wonderful thing to hold in our hearts. And I love the idea of not allowing ourselves to be cumbered with our old nonsense. This is so much of our work, this letting go. So if we start every day remembering these words, what beautiful, wonderful days they will be, what amazing experiences we will have, and how easily we will change the world. So I want to thank you for allowing me to be with you this afternoon and talk with you about some of these thoughts I've been having. And I also want to now introduce Corey Williams. He's going to be playing the most beautiful song. It's called Come to the Fountain. It has a message that is exactly what I'm talking about here today. Come to this fountain of love. Let it wash away your anxieties, your fears. Let it rejuvenate you. So I'm just going to invite you to settle in and listen to this beautiful song and use it as a meditation. Close your eyes, focus on your breathing, and just let these words sink into your consciousness. And I will see you next Sunday.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the fellowship. I'm glad that you're here. This song is called Come to the Fountain. It's a song about healing, and that I hope it means something to you and that you enjoy it. Thank you. All who are thirsty, all who feel weak, come to the fountain. Dip your soul in the stream of life. Let the pain and sorrow be washed away in waves of mercy. As deep calls out to deep, singing, come, Spirit, come. Come, Spirit, come. Come, Spirit, come. All who are sighing, longing to see, come to the fountain. Dip your mind in the spring of truth. all who are crying, dying in fear, come to the fountain. Dip your heart in this flow of love. Let the terror and anger be washed away in waves of healing, as deep calls out to deep, singing, come, Spirit, come. Come, Spirit, come. Come, Spirit, come. Come flow through us now. Flow through us now. Flow through us now. Now be love in us. Be love in us. Be love in us. As deep calls out to deep, as deep calls out to deep, oh, deep calls out to deep, come to the fountain. Come to the fountain.
Okay, thank you. Thanks so much, everyone, for sharing your time with us today. And we're so grateful to Mary for just sharing the inspiring messages, especially the we. Just loved hearing about that. And Corey and Julie, I think we'll all be hearing your songs in our mind. I know I will be singing that throughout the week, so thank you so much. And Rose, great seeing you as always. It was so good to see you today. And now it's time for us to join our peace circle. So let's really envision this big peace circle, right? And you can extend those hands if you feel called to, and maybe hold on to our fellowshipians. And then after, we will end with our closing prayer, and that will be right up on the screen. So join with us. And again, it's been such a wonderful, wonderful time together, and I'm so happy that you could be here. And we look forward to seeing everyone next week. Much love.
Let this be the moment. The presence of God is within us